think there's another question about process that I get a lot, and especially with my new job, because what I have found is my new job actually really magnifies if you've got process problems at your store with regards to lead follow-up, phone follow-up, unsold floor traffic, things like that. The way that our technology works, it's definitely going to highlight those problems, because we're coming from a time in, the last, up through last year, through 2022, where inventory was so scarce that if you had it, it was kind of like selling cars at Honda. Like, people will just come in and they'll know what they want, and all you have to do is you have the car and go about your day, right? Well, that's not like that anymore. We're going back to where you actually have to be a salesperson in order to sell cars now. You have to know what your why buy here, why buy this model, why buy this make, why buy from me. You have to have your why buy messages in hand, and they have to flow within the conversation. So no more is the conversation for any lead or phone call that you get, hey, when can you come in for an appointment? You have to go back to pre-COVID follow-up practices. So having that conversation about why that Camry is better than the Altima, or why that the Frontier is better than the Tacoma. You have to know how to have those conversations again. And we have to go back to being salespeople, where we are the subject matter experts of our vehicle makes and models, and we can sell the features and the highlights and the positives of that make or model over our competition. And if you're not doing that, if you're not going back to basics and looking at your 12 steps to the sale and really going back to custom, unique follow-up for that individual person, because, and especially like I said, for VIN specific technology, the way that our technology works at my company now, you have to have that conversation. Yes, we have the vehicle. When are you available to come in and take a look at this vehicle? Because they're not being delivered ads for every QX55 or CRV out there. They're being delivered an ad for a vehicle based on what they shopped for when they got to your site. So if they were looking at trucks, they're going to get served up ads for trucks. If they were looking at SUVs, they're going to get served up an ad for SUVs that you have in your inventory. Then you have to have that kind of conversation, like, well, let me tell you why you should buy it from us. This is the color you want. This is the feature you want. The gas mileage is better than our competitors. The warranty is better than that guy across the street. And you have to have those messages, and they have to be unique and custom. The templated, hey, are you still in the market email that you send out on day 3 with the name wrong and the code snippet still in the bottom of the email, that just doesn't, it didn't work then, and it worked vaguely well in 2020 to 2022. It doesn't work at all now. Like, you're just pissing people off. So take the time to put their name in there. Take the time to see what the trim level of vehicle that they're looking for is, and put that in the email. Take the time to research that stuff. How many S's and SVs do you have, or do you just have SLs and platinum versions of that truck? That stuff that matters again. Actually taking time and walking through your steps to the sale matters again. And I think the salespeople and the sales managers that wrap their arms around that and really embrace it again, having the walk around contests in the store, really making sure their teams or sales guys are subject matter expert. Those managers that are holding their teams accountable to that as the standard operating procedure, those are the ones that are going to win. Those are the ones that are going to stay the course. But the ones that are still leaning on, our guys would sell more cars if we just got better leads, or if we got more leads, or the spray and pray plan, as we call it. I would rather have 100 good quality leads of people who were low funnel auto intenders than 1,000 leads of garbage from anywhere else. because there's less effort involved. There's higher conversions. Honestly, you're probably going to sell about the same amount of cars at the end of the day for, a fraction of the work. So really take into consideration the amount of time that your team spends with a lead or with a phone call, with a customer, with a potential customer, with a shopper, and really take that into consideration when you're looking at your digital marketing strategies, because where you buy from matters, and what their strategy is on your campaigns, that matters a lot, because there's a lot of companies out there who do digital marketing, but they prioritize clicks over conversions. And that matters for what I just said, because if they're prioritizing clicks, then you're back to the spray and pray, and your guys are back to getting shit leads from people who had no intention of buying, who just clicked on it because they were clicking. They were in click mode, or whatever you want to, however you want to, slice and dice it. It's garbage. And I don't want to say leads, because they're not all leads. Opportunities. There's garbage opportunities, and there's actual low funnel auto intender quality traffic. And there's a huge difference. And if you think that just because it's cheaper, that it'll be the same quality traffic that you would see from a VIN specific based advertising platform, you're just really fooling yourself. And you're costing your salespeople a lot of money and a lot of anxiety, because they're not going to be selling as much. And conversely, when you have that good VIN specific advertising and marketing plan in place, and you're still not converting the way you should, instead of going back to your marketing agency and waggling your finger at them like, we're not getting the leads we should, stop doing that. The first place you should look is internally. Are you doing the same shit for follow-up that you did when you got your old garbage leads? Because if that's what you're doing, you're the problem. Your digital marketing agency is not the problem. Now, if you've done that, if you've looked in your CRM and you know your close rate is 13% or higher on your internet leads, and you know your close rate on your floor traffic is 25%, you can prove it. The data shows it. Then you can go to your digital marketing company and talk about the quality of the opportunities that are being sent over. But unless you've done those two steps first, you need to be performing at a minimum of a 13% close rate in your internet department. Minimum. That's an average close rate for an internet department. A top performer is anywhere from 16 to 25%. That's a top performer. And it scales up as far as the quality of the subject matter experts and the salespeople you have. But if you don't have that level of close rate, and you're getting VIN specific advertising, the problem isn't the advertising. It's with your sales process. And that's the first place you need to look. So I would challenge you to go back, and if you're utilizing a VIN specific advertising company, find out what the strategy is by which they're buying your paid marketing strategy. Are they maximizing clicks or conversions? Number 2, look at your close rate for your internet leads, your phone apps, and your floor traffic. If you're not operating at a minimum of an average standard, you need to look at your processes. You need to look at what your guys are saying on the first email, on the 10th email, on day 90, because that's how long you should be following up with internet leads. That's how long you should be following up with customers. If what they're saying is not effective, personal, custom, unique communication, not templated bullshit, then the problem isn't with your digital marketing company. So that's my challenge for this week. Go back and make sure you inspect what you expect, like we've been told 1,000 times in the sales environment. Happy selling. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching.